What's going on, everybody? This is Ken. I am back with another TL Yard accessory, which I'm very excited about because they're buttons. There's no buttons, nothing in our Teslas, as you should know. If you're new to Tesla, all of our controls are controlled by our display. What they call sexy buttons, I would say, or multifunctional buttons, are now very popular in the community because it offers some type of button to do a certain function. Well, TL Yard sent me this, which is nice, and you have two choices: a planet shape, a more circle, and then Cybertruck shape, which I did pick up. First thing I want to do is go ahead and let the seats all the way up because the installation will be in the back center console, and it should not take long at all to get this set up. To my surprise, another little thing that was included in the package is a phone holder, which is cool as well. Let's go. Let's do a quick unboxing of this and see what's in the box. But on the very top, as you can see right there. So that's pretty cool. And this is what is going to connect to my car as well, which should be pretty simple. And I'll just show you one of the Cybertruck multifunction buttons. And that's how it look. Now, is that cool or what? Look at that. It's made just like the Cybertruck. Each button has a letter. I don't know if you can see that one. I think that's a T, I believe. Yeah, this is how it sounds. So that's really cool. And a nice, satisfying. It has the 3M tape, and it somehow wears out. You have some extra ones right here, which is cool. It's a pry tool. As you can see right here, it's orange. I don't know if you can really see that on the video or not, to get the back of the center console open. And then this is the actual adapter. I think that's what you call it. So that's cool. And that's it. That's all I'm gonna need. I'm gonna have to hook this up and then download an app and then set up whatever function I want the buttons to be. Some functions: open the 4 doors, all 4 doors, fold, unfold the rear view mirror, open the glove box, front, lock, unlock the car, switch the driving modes, open and close the charging port, turn on and off the headlights, preheat the battery. And if you have a Model 3 Highland, you can switch the gears from like park, reverse, neutral, and drive, which I can't do that since I don't have a Model 3 Highland. This is behind the center console, and above this will be where the USB-C cables are and also your air vents. So I'm just gonna get this open. This is my first time actually doing this, so it might be a little difficult. Did you hear it pop? Popped again. There we go. All right, so that's the cover. Let me make sure I shut the car down, and I'll show you that as well. You push it in. Because all this is an adapter. Should hear it click. You heard the click again. And then this is the only part that's left. So this is the commander right here. You see that red LED right there? That means it's getting power. There is a little slot under here. I could probably hide it there. Oh yeah, it hides right in there. I can get this fitted in here and then get this closed up, and that's it. Let's go and download the app. All right, App Store pops up. I clicked on it, and I assume this is the app. I cannot read it. I think that is in Chinese, but I see from the screenshots it has a test stars. Okay, cool. I'm gonna hit get. It did download. Now I'm gonna hit open, and then the first thing it says is to log in. So I hit read and agree, and I'm gonna hit log in. And at the top it says mainland China vehicles, which I am not. I guess I will be other vehicles because it's all in Chinese. Click on other vehicles, and as you can see, it says at the top right, ENUS. So I'll skip this part and get logged in. I am a human, I'm not a robot. I'm signing into the Tesla API. Now it says allow TestStars access to your Tesla account. We definitely want vehicle commands, vehicle information. Guess I can always turn this off. Just for the purpose of this video, I will check everything. And I'm gonna hit allow. I'll say allow while using app. Allow third-party access to your vehicle. If you approve this request, a virtual key for API teststars.cn will be paired with Model 3. Delete the virtual key anytime. You can always delete it, but if you don't use this multifunctional buttons and you see Tesla just sent me a notification, now I have access to the full screen. Only thing is, the first thing I see that the the range is in kilometers, where it says TestStars button. Click that. I'm gonna hit allow, and you know I have 5 buttons here and I have 5 spots here. So I'm gonna go ahead and program them. And the first one is R. So I'm gonna go down to R, confirm, and then I should be able to choose what function I would like. It says please click the button, and that's basically programming the button. These buttons do have, I think, batteries in there if they ever go out. And these are all the functions. So what I'll do is do the Copilot door. So I'll hit save here. All right, you see there, R is for right front door. Let's test it out. The T button should open my glove box. You should hear it. It's almost instantly it opened. If you have a password set for your glove box, it's gonna bypass it. So you have to really be careful. But since I have the T set for that, I can always tape it to the glove box and just push the button. Let's try it again. Done. Okay, so that's good. Right front door, which is my passenger, which should be R. You should hear it. That is crazy. I did not want to close out this video without this extra feature that you can get with the buttons, like I showed you early in the video. They also include a magnetic phone holder, kind of like this one. This is not the one that they sent, but since I already have it right there, I'm just gonna use this as theirs. The only difference is they're both MagSafe. The other one just attached to the back of your steering wheel, and it also has a cable where you can charge up your phone. Mine does not. Let's load up the TestStars app, turn it to the side, attach it to your MagSafe phone holder. It has an image of my car right there. It has my how many more miles that I have left. I'm at 60%, but it always shows just how many miles. Temperature is in Celsius, which is okay. I would rather Fahrenheit. It shows gear that you're in. I'm in park. It has other things that you can set up. You can just go through the settings. Also, I think the time is 24 hours. I couldn't find anything in that. So I'll just kind of show you how it syncs up well. Once I put it in reverse, it's almost like the Model S X, I believe, and the Model 3 Highland for sure. That does not have any turn stalks. And the car moves a little bit, but the miles per hour pretty much syncs up like perfectly. And I expect that because I do have it connected to my car in the back center console that I showed you earlier in the video. Now, how cool is this to have a little instrument panel in my car when I don't have one? Especially, I would say, if you have a phone that you don't use, you can just always leave it up there. If I turn on my turn signal like this, it shows on the screen. If I turn it right, it shows on the screen as well. It also syncs with my lights. If I turn my lights off, you'll see the green beam goes off. turn it back on, it comes on. So it's synced in there, and like, you don't really have to buy one of those displays that cost hundreds of dollars when you can just use this. I think it's a good value that TL Yard is offering. Sexy buttons is what I call them, the multifunctional buttons. Also, you get an instrument panel, which they call dashboard in the app. This did get an update for the Commander where you can get like new features, but yeah, how cool is this? Should get 15% off if you use my code. It will be in the description below for you if you want to pick this up. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. This is Ken. See you in the next video.